Welcome back. Ryan Miller with Etna Interactive. We're going to talk today about a really big change that's happened at Google. Now, there was a study that came out just a couple of months ago that found for the medical industry in particular, well, we're more dependent than any other industry on Google for connecting with our consumer, with new patients. So when a change like this, something really big happens, well, it's important that we understand the implications. Here's the reassurance. It's kind of a spoiler alert for this short video. It was a huge change for Google, not such a big change for you. What happened particularly is at the end of October, they released an update to their algorithm called BERT. Now, it's bidirectional encoder representations for transformers. And we have to appreciate the irony here, because this was an update that specifically was about Google understanding spoken human word, voice-based searches better than they could in the past, and yet they choose a name for it that's almost incomprehensible. So the irony is certainly not lost on me. Now, the implication here and why it happened, it's a reaction on Google's part to the rise of voice-based searches, right? All of those searches that we do when we talk to our phone and try to get directions, try to get help, try to get recipes, all of those things are on the rise, and Google knew they needed to respond. Now, what's important to understand about this algorithm update is it doesn't actually change how sites rank. Instead, what it's doing is it allows Google to better understand the actual nature of the query so that Google can, well, they can give the right results, the best results for what they now understand more clearly. You know, an example that I like to use here, I just recently had a chance when I was in New York City to see Moulin Rouge on Broadway. And years ago, if I had asked Google and spoken into my phone, who played the sitar in Moulin Rouge? Well, what I would have gotten would be something like the IMDb movie summary, because they really couldn't understand or interpret what I was trying to get at. Today, well, try it yourself. Ask Google who played the sitar on Moulin Rouge. This is confusing because there actually was a musician who played the sitar in several of the songs. But the real answer we're all trying to get at is John Leguizamo. He actually dressed as a sitar in the stage performance for Moulin Rouge. So ultimately, the thing that Google's come back and told us about this is, look, this is about us understanding you, not you trying to manipulate us. And their direction is that you can't officially optimize for BERT. But here's the big takeaway. You can optimize for humans and the way they speak to their voice search devices. So let's close with some practical action for you. 5 tips that you can use when you start thinking about how do I prepare for voice-based search. Number 1 is a shift in your thinking about how you identify the keywords that fuel your search engine optimization efforts. There's some great tools that are out there like answerthepublic.com or Google's own People Also Ask, the suggestion tool that you find when you search on Google. That's going to give you access to what are commonly referred to in the industry as long-tail keywords, complex phrases that mimic the way that we speak to voice-based search devices. Second thing you need to be thinking about is, well, what do you do with that once you have that new keyword research? Applying that keyword research in your content marketing and optimization efforts becomes more important than ever, because we need to deliver more complex and diverse information on our site to be able to tap into this search opportunity. Now, in addition to that, we need to understand voice queries are often in the form of a question. So adding more FAQs, questions and answers directly to your site is going to make you better able to tap into those voice search opportunities. It's also true that about 1 in 4 voice searches have local intent, right? We're walking down the street looking for things that are near me. So continuing to focus on local optimization is important to tap into these new voice search opportunities. And finally, it's something we've talked about a lot in recent presentation, is the idea of using structured data to help Google better understand what you do and where you do it. So being sure that you, your team, or your agency are effectively applying schema on your site is also going to give you an advantage. So the question here really, as we start thinking about this important change for Google, the BERT enhancement to their algorithm, is whether or not you're really ready for voice search. Now, for Etna accounts, don't fear. For a very long time, preparing for voice search and optimizing for voice search has been core to our strategy and how we service our clients. But if you're not sure if your agency partner has this covered, go back, look at those tips again, and have that conversation to make sure that you are in fact ready for the growth and emergence of voice-based search. Of course, if you have any questions or suggestions, go down there in the comments section of blog or on YouTube and let us know what you're thinking and how we can help.